I'm
freezing. It's so hot in here.
It's so hot in here.
I mean,
well, that's a problem. Look at that.
We also have Jules in the house. What's up? What's up? Jules in the house.
Hey.
This is going to be a very difficult podcast to do.
Yeah, ignore my shivering and shaking. So let me tell you the little story here. So May 28th, right, was our first show back. That was the first night back. Remember, I kept showing you the pills that I was taking, and what did I tell everybody? This is my last day on the oxycodone, right? Prescribed by the doctor. You know, and I was only on this stuff for, 1.5 months, taking a very low amount, like 10 milligrams every 6 to 8 hours. So May 28th was the last day I took that junk, and then I switched over to Cratomics. Here, Crave. Oh, this stuff's beautiful. With an offer code, just used offer code Tim Dillon. You'll get this.
It's actually called Crave.
Is it called Crave? Is it? That's cool. So I switched to that. And remember, then we had episode 2 and everything was great. I was back. Everything was fine. We thought it was going to be smooth sailing. So then Tuesday, after our last episode, Tuesday, we go to the mall, to the beautiful mall. And I'm so excited. I was going to pick out new clothes, new shirts, new comforters or whatever the hell I'm wearing. And we get to the mall. 6-hour drive. No, I'm kidding. We get to the mall, and as soon as I step in the mall, I start going, ooh. Jules, is it freezing in here? Are they really cranking up the air conditioning?
You looked insane.
You know, we're going to the cool streetwear shop, you know, where they're putting all the shirts in plastic bags because they're so fucking cool. And I'm going... And then this asshole, yo, just so you know, we got a giant Santa. Please, I'm dying. Please, I have COVID. You know, people forget. If you see a man in a store going like this.
That means that they're ready for us to make a sale.
It's so weird. You would think that they would go, maybe get this guy out of the store with all the disease that's been going around. They didn't care. And then Jules was so excited to go to this mall. So I kept walking through the mall like this going, oh, and she goes, this is getting awkward. She goes, it's awkward to be with you. You look very sick. I said, I'm very sick. We have to go home. And I went home, and it turns out the withdrawal symptoms from this stuff started kicking in that day extreme. And I got to tell you, that was like, it's been, what is this, day 8 now? So this is the good news and bad news part. The bad news was, I mean, I was in pure basketball diaries, Big Mike, shaking in the corner of the bathroom floor type of withdrawal. Like the worst stuff you could ever imagine.
Which is crazy because you didn't even take, like compared to most people, like you were saying, people were messaging you being like, Mike, I used to take like 100 milligrams of oxy a day.
I mean, this is 10 milligrams after a month and a half.
That doesn't even really seem like that much.
And it had already been a week off. I thought I was in the clear. This thing hit so hard. There was no sleeping.
But you were taking like another thing that they gave you to help.
Yeah, don't worry about that. It screws up the whole story. It just makes it complicated.
No, that makes it less confusing.
It does. They gave me these tabs, okay? They gave me these little, you put them under your tongue. There's these tabs that dissolve. And the doctor said to me, he goes, you take these for withdrawal. I said, okay, no questions asked. I'll stick these under my tongue. And I did, and it turns out those things also have opioids in them. And then you have to, like, withdraw off those, which I didn't know. I thought those were helping. So I think that's what delayed everything there.
Yeah.
So but I want to tell people the horrors of this before we get started. That's why I'm wearing a hat. I'm covered in acne, from not being able to sleep. Withdrawal is worse than really anything I've been. I mean, I almost would rather have the pain back, by the way. And this is where all the good news comes in. My pain has been amazing. Okay? The pain has been incredible. Like, after we get through this week, I might be back.
You seem bad.
I might be ready. So this is why it's such good news. Yesterday, I came to the studio, and this was like, well, it appears the final day of withdrawal was yesterday. But I want to I do want to tell people how much of a horror the withdrawal was. So you try to go to bed, you can't physically sleep. You can't look at your phone, you can't watch TV. The only thing you could do is go, ah! Ah! I mean, you're like Ethan Klein if he was really cool and tough, and you're making noises. It feels like your skeleton wants to pop out of your body, and it's the most uncomfortable, disturbing. People go, "Oh, it's like the flu." It's not like the flu. It's 100 times worse. So there was no sleeping, there was nothing, and I was losing my mind. I mean, I was really going crazy.
Yes,
I mean, this was probably this last week could have been one of the hardest weeks of my life. Hardest week of my life. So we came in, and then I'm freaking out because, oh my God, they're going to think Redbar is all fucked up now. You know, these people, they can't let me rest for a second here.
Well, you were feeling pretty shitty at the end of last week. We're like, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Sunday
So, but
Monday.
I was going to do the show. We wanted to do it, obviously, last Friday. Couldn't do it. I mean, I was fucking at death's door. So then I'm like, you know what? By Monday, this has got to be over, this withdrawal. Because they all say 7 days, right? They say about 7 days. I go, guys, I was barely taking anything. By Monday, this has to be out of my system. So I get here yesterday, and we got here late. It took me about 4 hours to get out of bed. I was just shaking and sweating. I mean, in the hot and cold sweats. And I can't tell you how unpleasant this is. We get to the studio, and I'm pale white. We get to the studio, and I go, you know what? I'm going to take my kratom. I'm going to get here. We'll do 3 hours. I'll tell this whole withdrawal story. The listeners will understand. And then in 3 days, we'll come back. We'll do more. We got to the studio. We're setting up. And believe me, everything was, putting this glass here like this. And then we go to do our video and audio check that we do before every show. And this main camera that I'm looking at here, $3,000, won't turn on. Won't turn on. The camera won't turn on, and I'm shivering, I'm shaking. I mean, I'm about to throw up, and I'm back there with a flashlight looking, because I, zip tied all the cords down, and we're trying to figure that out for an hour. Luckily, we have a backup camera, so I started installing that. Look at that. I have a $3,000 backup camera that just sits so that we can always have show. I need people to understand that this is all I'm doing, is this show. And working on this show and this studio and all this stuff. They think I'm sitting around with Tim Dillon trying to pick out hotels for lunch. So we replaced the camera. By the time I was done, that was like an hour and a half. I had to get all the settings back and the color and set the shot up and do all that. By the time that was done, I go, okay, Cameron, let's try. And then the website's down.
It was a curse day.
And so then I said, we can't do that. By that time, it was like 5 p.m. And it's, what time is it?
It was like 7 p.m.
2 a.m. in London. So I said, fuck it. We'll do it tomorrow. I posted that.
I'm really sorry if you waited up in London. I genuinely feel bad.
I had to stop checking my email or I haven't read any messages in a day because the minute I canceled that show, I got 3 emails in a row from paid members. Fuck you, you lazy fuck. This is just like last year. Yeah, last year when I was sick. Again, the only thing I've ever done wrong is get sick. So this whole lazy shit and he doesn't care, that stops now. I've thrown every dollar I've ever earned into the show, 20 years of my life. Enough with the he's lazy. There's no one less lazy than me. All of you would be dead by now if you went through what I went through. Okay, so you want to have a fun show today? Should we do that?